Over the weekend, millions of Americans hit the streets armed with clever signs, giant Trump balloons, and the pent-up rage of a third-wave feminist at the nationwide No Kings protests. Let's talk about what No Kings is really about and why it says more about the protesters than the president. The left has learned nothing from Charlie Kirk's assassination. They are fanning the flames even now after that brutal murder of a conservative thought leader to demonize President Trump and all of his voters, 77 million voters. The left has reached peak wokeness, no question about that. They do low-key wish death on their enemies, and they're reenacting Charlie's killing in the street. There's this woman, for instance.
Hey! Hey!
She's been identified as a teacher in the Chicago public school system. Of course, it's Chicago, deep blue Chicago. She's teaching children. Here's Lindsay Scott, Democratic Party chair in Crawford County, Pennsylvania, holding a 8647 sign, which means get rid of Trump.
So this is your birthday, so
Yes.
you came out on your birthday, you thought it was important. Tell me why.
Absolutely, because I have two little boys who deserve a bright future of freedom and democracy, and this is a nightmare that I'm living in.
This protester's birthday wish is for the president to die.
Okay, so for a birthday present, what do you hope happens? You know, you wake up tomorrow morning.
I hope that I see the obituary that we're all waiting for tomorrow. That's what I hope for.
And these protests come after the J. Jones texting scandal, which our amazing Audrey Fahlberg at National Review broke. You would think most leftists would have a bit of a reality check after one of their elected officials fantasized about the death of a colleague, but no, to the left, wishing death is a fetish, honestly. And the No Kings protest put that on full display.
You gotta grab a gun! We gotta turn around the guns on this fascist system! These ICE agents gotta get shot and wiped out! The state machinery, that's a full display right there, has to get wiped out!
These protests were across the country on October 18th, all with the tagline, "No thrones, no crowns, no kings." So powerful. Wow. Gen Z was curiously absent. The kicker is that most of these protesters were women who voted for a woman, Kamala Harris, in the last election. My question, in any real authoritarian country throughout history, women weren't even let into the public square to voice their opinions, so what are you saying? According to NoKings.org, there were over 2,700 protests in all 50 states with over 7.5 million attendees nationwide, and at least 5 of these gatherings in Manhattan alone. Back in June, the organization held the first No Kings protests across the country. Now, those were planned for June 14th, Flag Day, and the 250th anniversary of the U.S. Army. But if you let Trump live in your head rent-free, like these people, June 14th was merely Trump's birthday. The No Kings website says, his administration is sending masked agents into our streets, terrorizing our communities. They're targeting immigrant families, profiling, arresting, and detaining people without warrants. Right. As opposed to just letting the violent offenders that are illegal aliens out and about harming innocent women, as we've seen time and time again. Next accusation, he's rigging the maps to silence voters. Oh, you mean the gerrymandering that Democrats have done for years? There was a great irony to the Texas Democrats fleeing to Illinois, abdicating their duties to protest the Republican gerrymandering, because Governor Pritzker of Illinois literally signed a law that allowed for Democratic gerrymandering that heavily favored Democrats, not Republicans.
Governor J.B. Pritzker signed the Illinois redistricting maps into law. They passed the state legislature earlier this week.
The maps are based off of the U.S. Census numbers and outline new districts for the General Assembly.
The No Kings website goes on, driving up the cost of living while handing out massive giveaways to billionaire allies as families struggle. If they mean extending the 2017 tax cuts that delivered huge economic growth, huge real wage growth all the way down, I can also think of a few things preventing a lower cost of living in this country because of progressives, regulations that make it harder to build more housing. That's exacerbating the housing crisis. Congresswoman Nancy Pelosi, who's too old to be a boomer herself, is also fueling the fantasies that Republicans have this feudal kingdom and we're all going to be under servitude imminently.
We're going to tear up the crown.
Here's what our VP JD Vance posted to Blue Sky, which is a primarily liberal platform. The Team Trump account trolled the protesters with an AI special because, yeah, we're in a meme war, guys. It is in full force. Trump got the reaction he wanted. The left has gone ballistic. Democratic influencer Harry Sisson tweeted, "Can a reporter please ask Trump why he posted an AI video of himself dropping poop on me from a fighter jet? That would be great. Thanks." And VP Vance trolled right back, "I'll ask him for you, Harry." Yeah, the trolling is reaching unbelievable levels. Just show this to your grandparent and ask them to understand what's going on. But hey, it's nice to be on the side that doesn't take itself too seriously. And the very obvious reality, for those of us who aren't dreading Armageddon, is that Trump is not a king.
I'm not a king. I work my off to make our country great. That's all it is. I'm not a king at all.
He loves the Constitution, so much so that he's appointed originalist justices to the Supreme Court, plenty of other judges to federal positions. They actually respect the principles that our founding fathers enumerated. Unlike the left, who think that the Constitution is an outdated rag. But then they pretend it's sacred when they want to accuse Republicans of assaulting our institutions to score political points. The irony of it all is the egregious executive abuse of power by past Democratic presidents, including in my lifetime. There was Biden, Obama. Obama sicked his IRS on conservative organizations. Obama's Title IX witch hunts against young male college students. The Hunter Biden laptop story, for goodness sakes, and the way that they covered that up. Forcing nuns to perform abortions? I mean, how much time do you have? We could be here all day. Check out this CNN article in June 2012. Liberals want Obama to be a king, not a president. Okay, so they said it right there. Let me ask you, did you notice the No Kings protest in your local town? If so, let us know what it looked like where you are in the comments below. And be sure to subscribe to our channel. Make sure to follow me on Twitter and Instagram, and for more, check out my articles at nationalreview.com.